I'm so decisive. I like to make decisions fast. How about you? But have you ever been in a situation where you've made a fast decision, you've sent an email, made a telephone call, said something without giving it some thought, without filtering it, without working out whether it's the right thing to do at this particular time? And if that's ever happened to you, how do we know the fine line between I want to make a decision, I want to do it now, versus I really need to give this some thought? And one of the things I was taught a very long time ago, and something that I've put into action, is if it's going to affect somebody else's feelings, a person or a group of people, if there's any chance whatsoever that what I say or what I'm going to do, the telephone call I'm going to make, the email I'm going to send, if it could have an effect on somebody's well-being, on the way they feel about themselves, on their mood, then should I give it some thought? So I'm often in a position where I write references for people. I have to respond to emails. I have to respond to voicemail messages. I have to talk to people, and I always give that some very serious thought. And there's two reasons for that. One is, yes, I'm very, very aware of what words can do to other people. I'm also very aware of reputation. And if I do something with emotion, if you do something with emotion, if we're not thinking about it clearly because we're not in a logical state of mind, so we're angry, even if we're incredibly happy, ecstatic, is it possible that the information that comes out might not come out the way we need it to or want it to? So I'm very aware of, yes, my reputation, because I want to, of course, be professional. I'm a genuine, kind, loving person, and I want to be known as that person. And I also want to make sure that the information that I send out to the world, whatever message it is, that it's kind and loving. So before I ever leave a voicemail message, before I ever send an email, there's a couple of things to think about. And this is just something that's was taught to me a very long time ago. If there's emotion involved in any way, shape or form, you might write the letter, the email, the text message, think about the telephone call, but don't send it for at least 12 to 24 hours, depending on the importance of the message. Give it some thought. You might write the letter, write the email, leave it, and then come back and read it again in 12 hours or 24 hours. And I promise you that every single time I've done that, I've changed the letter, I've changed the message. Because when you're in the heat of the moment, when you're in the emotion of the moment, happy, sad, angry, frustrated, annoyed, whatever it is, we're not thinking logically. Because the opposite to logical is emotional. So if you're full of emotion, whatever kind of emotion it is, the message that you send cannot come across as logical. It's going to be emotional. And in some situations, that's awesome. So if you're celebrating something or congratulating somebody or something amazing has happened and you're emotional about that, that can be gorgeous. But if it's a message that could affect somebody's feelings, could it be a really good idea to think about it really carefully? We're in a world now where people seem to just bleh. They vomit, regurgitate, just spit out nastiness, criticism, disagreement, and it really hurts people's feelings. We don't have to agree with each other. Imagine how boring the world would be if we all agreed with everything that everybody said. It'd just be boring. We wouldn't learn anything, we wouldn't grow. But is there a way to deliver information, to ask questions, to be kind, to be loving, rather than just deliver information without a filter? Now, some people say to me that's free speech and I should be able to say whatever I want to, and if I want to swear and carry on and get angry, that's my right to do that. And of course it is. But that was the second part of the thought process that I go through. I want the person receiving the information to feel good, but I'm also aware of my reputation. And is it possible that you could get a reputation of being a person who doesn't have a filter, just speaks their mind, gets angry without thinking about it, is controlled by their emotions rather than by their logic? Now that might be something that is of no concern to you. But in business, and when other people's feelings are, we could be in control of the way they feel, because a lot of people, the way they feel today is determined by the text messages they receive, the emails they receive, the way they get communicated to affects the way they feel for today, the rest of the day, even the rest of the week, or the way they live their life. So I'm really aware of that. So before you send something, before you call somebody, before you send an email, before you communicate with anybody, could it be a really good idea just to ask those two simple questions? Am I coming from a place of kindness, How will it make the person feel that receives this message? And what will this message do to my reputation? Because the other really interesting thing to take note of is that we live in a world now where whatever we put onto social media, even if you think you've deleted it, even if you think it's a text message or something from way in the past, I'm sure you're aware now that there's plenty of people that those way in the past messages, voicemail messages, emails are coming to bite them in the backside. It's either ruining their reputation now, or it's even in some cases criminal investigation has happened because of things that were done in the past that those people thought they had deleted, got rid of. They thought it was off the planet. But any great, and I suppose it doesn't even have to be great anymore, any person that's got half an idea on how to work the internet, how to dig deeper into the technology of the delivery of messages, will find everything you've ever posted. A lot of employers are doing that now. They might never tell you that, but if you are looking for a great opportunity on a sporting team, in an orchestra, in a big organization, on a board, a new career opportunity in a business, your customers and clients, you don't know who and why somebody would dig back into your past and find out all the things that you've posted. And it's one of those things, and it's a really interesting thing to consider. This was asked of me a very long time ago, and I'm very aware of it every day. Rowie, if somebody was looking into your life, so they could hear what you say, they could watch what you do, and even one step further, they could listen to or hear or see what you're thinking, would you be proud of that? So if somebody listens to what you say, they read what you say, they watch what you do, and they could read your thoughts, would you be proud for people to do that, or would you be ashamed or embarrassed? And I'm always aware of that, and I want to be the person that would never be embarrassed to share my entire life with the world, because who I am, what I do, what I say, and what I think are all exactly the same. Now that's just me. But if you want to be a person with a great reputation, could it be reputation comes from every area of your life, but most importantly, how do you feel about yourself? So if you're delivering stuff out to the world that isn't who you really are, so you're pretending, or you're delivering stuff out to the world that's mean or nasty, or it's criticism or gossip, at some stage in your life, will that play on the kind of person you are internally? Will it have an effect on your self-esteem, your self-confidence, the way you feel about yourself? I want to be a great person. How about you? So how about we be kind? And how about we send messages out to the world that don't hurt people? How about we add value rather than devalue? Could that be a good idea?